masterclass. Do we need Mark? Because our next guest is the queen of it, I'd say. But not just that. Swapping the bake-off tent for the comfort of her own home. This weekend, Prue Leith and her husband, John, are once again inviting some famous faces into their Cotswold kitchen.
For 47 years, I have been lucky enough to live in the astonishingly beautiful Cotswolds. And my long-suffering husband, John, is coming along for the ride. Can you make that?
Under instruction.
I'm in my 80s, so I haven't got time to waste. This series is all about the things that really matter to me. Family, fun, food, and friends. Welcome to my Cotswold Kitchen.
Well, it is joyful, Prue and John. Hello.
Hello.
And now, is this a bit of a stretch for you to leave your house for a bit of TV work now? Are you insisting that everything happens in your home?
Well, I would quite like it to.
It would be lovely, wouldn't it?
Lovely, but it is fun to be here, I must say.
Yeah, well, it's lovely to have you in. This home is so beautiful. And it marks a milestone in your relationship, doesn't it, this home? Because it was a combined effort to build it.
Yeah, and, you know, we were so lucky because we did it over a lockdown.
Yeah.
And construction was allowed. And I had...
It was outdoors.
Yeah, it was outdoors.
Of course.
And I had had my house for nearly 40 years or something, 48 years. And so I thought I'd really miss it when I had to sell it. But, of course, because we were building a new house, it was fine. I just thought about the new house, not about the one I was losing.
And who was in charge, really? Who was the true project man? Was it you? Because you're a designer, aren't you? I mean, you design clothes.
Yep, yep.
But designing the house.
Yeah.
No, I love it. I love, you know, attention to detail, being there every day. It was great. For 2 years, it was lovely.
Is this, John, is this your first foray into being in a big TV show? Or have you done a lot of TV before?
No, absolutely. Could I say I'm a virgin in this job?
You certainly can.
You wouldn't believe it to watch it.
And how are you finding working together? I mean, it must be joyful, but really, Prue knows exactly what she's doing, whereas you are the virgin, you are the novice here.
Do you know, when we did the first show together, John was not listening to what the director said, and I said to him, John, you see that girl? She is the director. The clue is in the name. She directs and you do what you're told. He doesn't take direction.
So what was going on? Were there tensions on set, Prue? You can tell me now.
No, none, because I've given up on it. I mean, you know,
so John, do you now just do what you want,
and you know what, it works. Yeah. And one of the things that's nice about that show is that because it was on a pretty tight budget and we only had a day for every programme.
Yeah.
So we never, ever refilmed anything. If I'm making a cake and it doesn't quite work, well, I just say, well, that didn't quite work, but never mind, it'll taste delicious. And we just keep going, because in real life, you'd never chuck something just because it wasn't perfect enough for the camera.
Exactly. You try and cover it up, or you just embrace it.
Or you just think, well, you know, it's cooking. It sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah.
And there was one moment when I'm trying to show you how to take a mango skin off a mango using a glass as a kind. Anyway, it worked. It's a really good hack and it works well. So I'm doing it and it didn't quite work and the skin got stuck on the mango and I thought, oh. So I said to John, well, you have a go. And I gave him the other half of the mango. And you know, he did it perfectly. And he'd never done it before.
You know that's called beginner's luck, don't you? Yes, of course.
Big hands.
Big hands.
Pretty irritating.
But John, tell me, obviously you're saying this is your first foray into TV and it's working beautifully. The chemistry is obvious there. It's such a beautiful looking show as well and the guests are fantastic. But I didn't realise until I read my notes that you have a firm hand in Prue's fantastic style as well, which is so wonderful, and it's inspired our entire fashion item today with Mark. Tell us a bit about your involvement in Prue's fashion.
Well, I think I've always loved colour, and so has Prue. I mean, I just think I'm a bit like sort of put the wind under her wings, really. So she would say, I can't wear this or I can't wear that at my age or all that.
Now, go on. What kind of things does Prue say she can't wear and then you convince her to wear?
Well, sometimes he will buy me. He buys a lot of my stuff.
Fantastic.
You know, it's wonderful. Between him and the girl, Jane Galpin, who does all my bake-off
Yeah.
styling. I never have to go shopping, which I hate shopping. So they just bring stuff and I say yes, no, yes.
Go on, John. So when does Prue say no and then you have to sort of, no, trust me, when does that happen?
The big earrings, usually.
Really? Yes, I mean, I do vulgar big. I mean, I love big earrings, bright colours.
Sometimes he will buy me. He bought me a pair of green earrings, actually almost that colour. You've done colour today.
Well, in honour of your appearance. And you've got amazing trainers on. I don't know if you can... Bright yellow trainers, fantastic, head to toe.
But anyhow, John gives me enormous green earrings, and I say, I can't wear those. He said, of course you can. And then, you know, as soon as I'm wearing them, I feel fine.
And you've really sort of taken to it. I mean, because it really is we expect you to dress like... Do you ever go out in just a grey tracksuit?
No.
I don't.
No,
I do
even
not,
down to the local shops?
Yeah, I don't have a grey tracksuit.
You don't own a grey tracksuit?
No,
I don't.
beige and greige is out.
Beige and
Beige and greige.
Beige and greige is out. I think that's fun. But you never want to go incognito. So if you just don't want to be recognised
I love
one
the
day-
attention.
You're my favourite person of all time. You always were, but that caps it.
No, I like it when people say, "Are you the lady off the telly?" You know?
Now, does John get that now in the Cotswolds? When
He
he's
does now.
Oh, no.
You do, darling.
I do occasionally go into the local shops and they say, "Oh, I saw you on television."
Yeah. Well, now I bet you do like a bit of attention because I hear you go around on your Harley Davidson, the two of you. Well, now there you're in leathers. You see, you're in a
that's black. Yes.
Yeah, that is black. That's probably unusual, is it, for you
It's
two?
very unusual. That's his jacket. I just borrowed it.
Tell us about the Harley Davidson. Whose passion is that?
Well,
And why no helmets?
You don't have to. It's registered as Reliant Robin. You know, it's
got four.
it's got 3 wheels, so you don't
three
have
wheels.
to wear.
The back. You see, the thing is, it can't turn over, so it's very safe because it has these 2 big wheels at the back. And so I feel really safe in it, and it's so comfy. And we go pub crawling.
You go pub
And
crawling
it's a
with your
really
car?
good division of labour because I do the drinking and he does the driving.
Yes, but I know that
perfect.
you are steady on your feet because we've seen you take to the catwalk.
Yes.
Let's take a look
Oh, I wasn't that steady.
and just explain this moment to us. Look at you there. So this has got royal connections, hasn't it, Prue?
This is a fantastic thing. There's a designer couple called Vin and Omi who are very eccentric, and they do everything with sustainability at its heart. And they have been making clothes out of all the plants on the royal estates, so Sandringham and Balmoral and so on, because King Charles and Vin and Omi have been working for 4 years together on this because they want to promote the idea of plant-based.
Which is all the king's sort of DNA, isn't
Yes,
it,
exactly.
through that?
And so that dress that I'm wearing is made of willow bark, it was once willow bark.
Yes.
It now feels like linen.
It's beautiful.
Absolutely lovely.
You look like you were hating the attention once again,
Yes,
Prue.
I know,
You
I
hated
have a
every
horrible time.
second of all that.
And
Well, when you think now, compost is a resource.
See, now I wonder whether he'll have you dressing in some sort of compost-related outfit for the next series.
Well, you know, I'd really like to do that because I think it does need attention and they do it beautifully.
Well, you do the show beautifully, both of you. What a joy. You can watch Prue and John in their Cotswold Kitchen tomorrow morning at 11:45 a.m. on ITV1 and ITVX. And, indeed, they're both staying with us because Mark's doing his colour masterclass. We have the Queen and the King there of colour.